It's been a while, boys, and the Arsenal crumble has happened. Pierce is on
Well,
the show.
Pierce has chickened out
is Bottle turning up today?
5 times.
But, okay, yeah,
I
new
mean, have
game.
we checked if he's okay? In this difficult time, as the Americans would say, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts
Uh,
and prayers.
I mean, it's their crumble. I didn't realize that their April record was so bad,
Oh,
Hmm.
awful.
and it's
Like
so
44%
consistent.
win rate. Insane. It's
Insane.
it's it's brilliant to see, isn't it? Because the cup final was the start, and a few people were getting a bit wobbly because it's a trend. They've seen it before. The Southampton, they have 2 weeks off. Think Southampton FA Cup, get yourselves to an FA Cup
A,
semi-final,
a good game
put
to
it
come back to.
put it in the rear mirror, and they get played off the park by Southampton. Then they're getting a little bit more panicky, but they were saying, "Oh yeah, we rotated." They didn't actually rotate that much, really.
No,
The team they put out should have still won. And
absolutely.
then the Bournemouth game, the Sporting Lisbon game, they were awful. They managed to scrape a 1-0 win. Raya kept them in it. They could have been 3-0 down at half time. And then the
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth game,
Can I
after
just
all
say,
the talk
Bournemouth
beforehand,
were
and they
fantastic.
capitulated.
Like the way Bournemouth played was fantastic to
Yeah.
watch.
But Arsenal didn't try and play. Arsenal looked
No.
scared, and Bournemouth absolutely
So
capitalized on it.
my biggest thing on this is I've you guys take the Mickey of being older, but the men I've even going back to when Newcastle were points ahead, they didn't like look physically
What
to
percent of
crumble.
people do you reckon that would see this would know about, about that
No,
Newcastle title
I
charge?
tell you what, a load of people. I tell you what, I'd love it. That's.
Yeah, everyone
But
knows that.
now we've got bring your lunch. But
Yeah,
I've never seen a team to look like from minute one that they've got the weight on the world of them
yeah.
like that. All of us, they've just gone into these last few games,
There.
and they just look so mentally weak.
And the problem is they've got City next, right?
Yeah,
What's the game?
they
And
just
City, all of a sudden, George,
banging form.
George has been going on about Turkey all season, and this man
Cement there as
has
well.
suddenly just put it up a notch. And I don't like saying this, but he's a bit of an arrogant
I'm gonna
twat.
have to. I'm gonna have
You
to.
Yeah.
know
I'm
that
gonna have
he's
to.
finally
I'm gonna
got
have
a
to
bit of
pause you. I'm gonna
personality.
have to pause you here because I've got the man of the moment.
Hey,
Here
Here he is.
he is.
don't worry
Um,
about a
Here he
thing,
is.
'cause every little
Straight
thing's
into the
gonna
straight
Happening
be
into the
slightly,
thick of
alright.
isn't it?
things.
Pierce, don't
Happening.
worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright.
we just wanted
Piers,
to
how do
check
you
in.
feel?
We just wanted
I
to
feel
check
all
in,
right, mate. We're about to
make
go
sure you're
into.
okay. Are you okay?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Are you?
Yeah, mate. We're about to go into the semis of the. We're about to qualify for the semis of the Champions League, and we're top of the Premier League. Like, what are you
He's
going on about?
he's
He's had a
rationalised
few
himself
days.
since
Well, no, but we
the
are, aren't
yeah.
we? Those are the facts, right?
We need to get him at the end of one of these games where they choke and get him
Sending you,
immediately on
sending you a
camera. Get his
hug,
true
Pierce.
feelings out.
Mate,
Sending you
I'd,
a
I'd
hug.
I'd worry more about your own shit team losing at home to Leeds than the
Oh,
book.
we're awful, but we don't need to. We don't even need
But
to.
Pierce,
Oh,
the
and
important
killing
thing
this either.
today is, have you bought your dinner? Have you bought your dinner with you?
Yeah, he needs to stop all that. That gives me the shits.
He's
That
just
does.
trying to do way too much.
Yeah, I mean, I get. Look, he's never he's blagging it. Pep wouldn't come out of that because he's been here a million times. So it's experience, isn't it? I mean, he's better this year than he was last year, but he's
Is
still
he?
not where he needs to be. In terms of like, he's a bit calmer. He was a little bit too like on the touchline. He's a little bit calm. Do you know what I mean? I
The
feel
reason
I
is
don't. I don't
you've got that
like last
cushion,
year. You weren't
right?
really in the title race,
You've got
so
no, but like in years gone by when we have been,
yeah. Okay.
I think he's transmitted a little bit of hectic energy onto the pitch, and I feel like he's toned that down a little bit this season. But
I think you need a bit of hectic energy. You guys are just passive in,
Scared.
in in the games.
I think. Do you know what? I think they look shattered more than anything. Like Rice in the. I was at the Bournemouth game and I was watching him off the ball. After 10 minutes, he looked shagged. Like apparently he was ill, and he's been suffering with an illness, and that's why he hasn't been training the last couple of days. But he looked shagged, and
What
so did.
about the other 14 players?
Well,
Everybody
Zubimendi,
shattered.
the only
Rice
player,
needs to get a bottle of pills to sort himself out.
the only other.
Rice looks heavy. He looks more like sticky rice.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's really bad banter, boys. You've had like a week to come up with something it's just remotely funny, but that's terrible. But Zubimendi, I think
Oh, George like that one.
Only Szoboszlai has played
Look, we've
more
had to
minutes.
put George into Crime Watch. Oh, there he's back. Mate, come on.
Should I stick on
You're
like
playing
I'm a
scared.
celeb or something, or do you want to talk about football?
You are playing scared though. If we're going to talk about football, that's how I see it. I think it's so sideways. It's like they get the ball and it's like I'm going to offload this problem to somebody else. I'm not going to
No, I
make a
agree. And do
risk.
you know
I'm not
what?
going to try anything.
Someone said it on TalkSport. I can't remember who, and I thought it was a brilliant point. We play all our risky passes at the back, trying to play out
Yeah,
like really
Raya
risky.
does. Yeah,
And then when we get into the final third, it goes really super conservative.
yeah.
It's
It's the
like,
complete wrong way round.
yeah, it's like go long and take some risks when you need
Yeah,
to. Like, do you
yeah.
know what I mean? And look, Bournemouth got it right tactically. They pressed us similar to how City pressed us in
You say
the
Bournemouth
League
got
Cup
it right.
final.
Bournemouth got it right. Southampton got it right.
Lisbon got
United
it
got it
right.
right.
They're unlucky.
Yeah.
Well, they did well. We beat them 1-0, didn't we? At their
Yeah,
place.
but
I mean,
you were lucky to win. If you're honest, you were lucky to win that. If you're
well,
honest, it wasn't a good performance.
I think the games either side of it are maybe clouding your judgment. 'Cause I think if that's any other team, you go, that's the proper professional away European tie.
That's just papering over the cracks. You were lucky to not be 3-0 down in the first half.
But we
mean,
weren't, and we won. Do you
Raya
know
was
what I mean?
fantastic. He was phenomenal, but Pierce, that wasn't a good performance. And
No,
you,
I'm not saying it was good, but we got the job done, didn't we? And that's all that
so
matters.
Pierce, I mean, the big question is what happens next, right? Because I know in the rest of the country we get April showers, but in North London it appears you get the April shits, and you guys shit yourself every
It's really
year,
bad. It's really, really
every
bad.
year. I couldn't believe the stats I was
that is
seeing for
awful.
April,
April
and
showers, April shit.
what?
I mean, it's probably one of your better ones, but that's not
What are
saying
you
much.
expecting? What are you expecting in the next couple of games, like Sporting
Are you
Lisbon,
still going to do it?
City? Are you still
Do
going
you
to
know
do
what?
it?
And this is me, totally rational. Like, had some time to think about it. If we'd been playing that, if we played Bournemouth and absolutely peppered them, hit the bar, had 23 shots, but they'd done a smash and grab and nicked one on the counter, I'd be going, "No, boys, it's fine. It's a one-off." But
Yeah.
it's not. And we haven't been great for some time, and I do think we looked knackered. It's all very well having this big squad, but I was trying to get to the point earlier. Zubimendi, I think only Szoboszlai's played more minutes in the Premier League. The only player to play more minutes than Zubimendi. What's the point in having Christian Norgard? Why did you sign him
Yeah. Why is
if
he
you're
not
not going to use
rotating?
him? You know, everyone talks about our big squad. Well, actually, we've barely utilised it. Like
Yeah.
everyone's running to the ground. So I think it's a mix of nerves having been. It's quite a unique position to finish twice, 3 times in a row, and then be so close to getting over the line. You know,
Yeah.
it is difficult to get. I think that first one, but I think it's a
The
mix.
pressure's huge.
The pressure is huge externally, internally, and I think they're shattered. A lot of our key players. I mean, Saka's been injured now for a while, so we're relying on Madueke, um,
He's not been at it.
who's. I mean, he's been all right, but I just think that front
Then
three, that front three
players
has
aren't
never
creative.
worked. Right, that front three of Noni, Gyökeres, and Martinelli.
It's
They're
not
three.
work because they're not good enough.
No,
I
no,
mean,
they're three
the-
runners. You need to
I,
balance it different. You need to have Trossard on one side
Look,
or Saka
none
on
of
the
those
other.
three players start for City. I mean, obviously they're probably not. Maybe Martinelli's your first choice, but none of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
three
but
players
no,
start for City.
that's beside the point. They're the players we have. They're part of our squad. What I'm saying is
Yeah,
they can do a job, but you got to change the configuration. You got to change the
and
personnel.
Havertz in the 10.
No, it doesn't work. No, but I mean, Odegaard and Eze both injured, and Waneri's been sent to Marseille. So again, it's all like, oh, they wouldn't get into this team or that. No, fine, you might be
I
right,
mean,
but
what
they're the players we have, right?
Yeah,
what
but
you
why is
guys
he?
really
Yeah.
needed was a 2, 3 week break before these games, and maybe pull your players out of international so
Yeah,
they can have a proper rest,
because
so
look,
they're
look what
not
happens.
knackered.
Look what happens when you don't play for 2 or 3 weeks. Like
Yeah, Tottenham,
United,
Tottenham still lost, having a
yeah,
two,
and
2 point
United still
break.
lost.
Oh, United
Um,
lost after having
The
a
least
month
amount
off.
of
but
games they've had in over 100 years, and they still lost. They're
but I
still
mean,
losing.
look,
But
so
no,
one
getting
thing
back to
has
the
been
question, because I
papering.
went off on one a little bit there. I think this is what I see happening. We'll scrape through against Sporting. It might be a 0-0. It might or 1-0 or 2-1. We'll get through to the semis. We might even
Attacking game,
we
one
might
nil.
even beat Atletico in the semis. But we'll get
Got a
pumped
good
in the
chance.
final. And all those extra games will do is take our focus and energy off the Premier League, and we'll probably lose 1 or 2 more games, and City will win the league. That's what I think.
So
At this moment in time, Champions League or Premier League?
We've probably got more chance of Champions League, but based on what I'm seeing, because we're 1, 2, 3 games away from a final. Um, you know, final anything can happen.
Barcelona are out.
Yeah, and we've already played Atletico Madrid once, and we thrashed them 4-0. I know it would be a different game, but they're probably more beatable for
I
us.
think those group stage games can, in a way, be disregarded. I mean, PSG didn't make the top 10 last year; they made the top 10 this year, and they look again probably like the best team in the tournament.
Yeah, I think PSG will win it. Um, PSG will, yeah. I mean, PSG Bayern on
Bayern.
the side will be a cracking tie.
That side of the draw is just mad, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
all
so we've
the
been, we've
good
been quite lucky
teams.
with that. I mean, look, the thing is, the problem is City, as much as and I do think it is a bottle job this season. City have just turned it on at the perfect time. They've kept some players really fresh. Like whilst we've been running our players into the ground, like Cherky's been held back a little bit. He looks fresh. He's been starting on the bench for the last 6 months, and now all of a sudden he's been thrown into the mix and he's running the show. They signed Semenyo to fix a
Yeah,
problem in
Guay
January.
is fitted in like
Gray
a
at the back.
glove.
They had a couple of injuries at the back. They went to spend 100 million in January. I mean, yeah, you'd have to say if they go and win it, they deserve it, don't they?
So,
But I
do
mean,
you
you had
keep
the gap.
Arteta? Do you keep Arteta? Like, let's say it continues as it is, and
I
We
you know,
think
don't win anything.
if we end the season empty-handed, we have to look at what's on the market manager-wise. I'm not saying you sack him, but I'm
yeah.
saying if there's a proven, experienced winner that's up for it and they're free, that and the board are willing to go, yeah, do you know what? Get him in, give him a couple of players, let's finally get a fucking title under our belt, then I wouldn't be against it because I think he's had a fair crack at the whip at this point. And to come
I
second
just think that
in a row, and
yeah.
to not get over the line, maybe you do need a cool head in there, someone who's been there and done it, just to calm the place down and get us over the line. So yeah,
I just think I think Arteta's limited. I think he's done a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong. I think he's done a great job getting Arsenal to where they are. But for some reason, he plays this fucking awful football that's so dependent on a set piece to open the game up. And then from then, okay,
but
maybe
it
you can
wasn't
score an
always
open
like
play.
that, right?
Yeah, it
We've
wasn't when
played
he
it.
first came in. It wasn't like that.
We've
But
played
he's
expansive football under him,
yeah,
and we've been exciting to watch. And I don't know whether he's gone super pragmatic to just go, look, by hook or crook, let's just blag our way over the line, get a title, and then
Safety
everyone
first.
calms the fuck down and we can
but it
start playing
seems like
football.
teams are because it's. I think personally, you've played like that pretty much all season. I know some Arsenal fans will say you haven't, and in the Champions League, it's been different. But by and large, in the league, I wouldn't say there's been many stand. It doesn't have to be to win the league, but there's not been many standout performances. And he's been so reliant on set pieces and winning games narrowly, and it's catching up
Yeah,
to you. The set piece goals are dried up.
and I said it to you before. If you do that and win a league, fine. Who
Mm.
gives a
Yeah,
fuck? But if you do that and come second again and go out of all the
LA,
cups
LA.
and win nothing, then it's not that fun for anyone. Like if
Yeah,
and look, it's not over. But objectively looking at it, City look like they found a gear at the right time. They look like they've got some momentum, some wind in the sail, and we look like we're trying to crawl over the line.
yeah.
Um, and we've got some of our biggest sort of players, old guard players, injured or not
On
firing, and it's just the worst timing. I mean, look, things can change
yeah.
really quickly. If we go to City on the weekend, and even if we get a draw, it changes things. And maybe Saka's back, Odegaard's fit again. things can change quickly. But
And
I
on City, they still give you chances. Like that first, I know we were awful second half. They were a lot better, but that first half, they gave us chances.
I thought
Yeah.
And if we
Chelsea were
were
arguably
even
the better
half
team in the
decent,
first half.
yeah, if
First half,
we were
I
half
thought you
decent, we
guys
could have been
did
a goal low.
pretty well, but I think the difference there is, and this is experience, right? It felt like Guardiola had made
Mm.
changes or said something at halftime that changed how they play. And that's where I think Arteta appears to be lacking, that he's not able to galvanize them, whatever the reason, whether
Can't
they're
change the
knackered,
game.
he can't change it like that mid-game, right? And to your point,
Yeah,
Piers,
I mean,
in
look,
the
I don't know.
past,
I
in
think
the
that's,
Piers, to your point,
recency bias because he has made some big calls. Like,
no, hear me out. In the past, like you have played expansive football and you've been criticized for being too expansive, right? And now you're being too pragmatic. I think he's gone one or the other where he's not able to do he hasn't proven to be able to do both, right? To mix up a game. And I think that's what you need, exactly the point that you're saying. You're playing
I don't
risky
know. I
passes
don't know
at
if
the back.
that's totally fair because I think he has been able to impact games and like look for someone who watches Arsenal week in week out, goes to games.
Yeah.
I've seen him make subs far too late, not change things at half time, and he is guilty of that sometimes. But he has also got it right. He bought on
Yeah,
Max
okay. But
Dowman
it's
against
on the job
Everton.
training though,
We
isn't
go
it?
on and win the game. Do you know what I
This
mean?
is
Like
the problem. It's on the job training for him. He's getting experience while he's
that's what I mean.
living.
Like he's not gonna. He's not the finished article by any means.
No,
He has
no,
got.
he's not.
He's got. I don't even know if I'd say limitations because these are things. He could well go on to be a Pep level manager. I don't know. He might go on to manage
The
Barcelona
Arsenal's in him, innit? The
and
He's
win.
Arsenal's
not
in him.
nowhere.
You
He will never be ever be held on the same level as Pep
No, all
Guardiola
right,
is
but yeah,
now.
I mean, look, I'm exaggerating there, but I mean, I wouldn't bet against him going on to win titles and Champions League somewhere. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Eventually
he might be like a sort of
he's
Conte
40,
level
and
manager.
have you ever seen out of all that crop of ex players that became managers? He's by far the best of that era, right?
Frankie
Alonso,
Lampard's doing a hell of a job at
Mate,
Coventry.
Frankie
super
Lampard
cool.
stunk the
Frankie
gaff out at
Lampard,
Chelsea like 3 times.
Super
Um,
Frank.
Right.
Alonso's done all right.
I'm gonna have to call it there on that note. Let's just hope Arsenal can keep it going and they don't bottle it.